Hey everyone, welcome back. I have a custom order here that I'm getting ready to finish up, and I just wanted to show you. They had requested a skull and they wanted to be glow in the dark, and they wanted to be able to put a tea light in it, so I was going to use this. I just turned my little silicone jar inside out, and you want it inside out because you don't want all of these little measurements in there. I've done it before with my pyramids, and then I ended up with the little measurements that were embedded in there. So turn it inside out, it's fully smooth. However, I was going to put this inside to create a cavity so this could actually be placed in, but that's not going to work because it's not big enough. The skull, the base isn't, and it's going to hit, and then I'll have some voids, so that's not going to work. But I realized that this actually sits on here very nicely, and then please don't prove me wrong. There we go. So I sealed the tea light, made sure that it worked, and I'm just going to leave this sitting in here like this. That's the plan anyway, so they can still change out the battery when needed and turn it off and on. So let's see if this works. And I have Hemway UV glow glitter in green. I have my glow in the dark grass green, and then I have glow in the dark lime. And that's what's in here right now. I'm just in a lighter shade, so I'm going to go a little bit darker this time. And I've been struggling with the clumps of the glow in the dark glitter, and I don't want that to happen. It's just really grainy and it ends up in like clumps. So my fix for that is alcohol. I'm going to mix it up with alcohol first. I shake it up really good to try to get rid of some of those clumps, but this actually works really well to eliminate those clumps in the resin. See, you can see a little clump in there right now. So we want this guy to glow and glow and glow. So I'm going to break up these clumps as best I can, and then we're going to mix it with the alcohol. And it's not going to hurt anything because when we, oh, I'm running out of alcohol. Oh, for crying out loud. Of course. Gotta refill my bottle. It's not going to hurt anything because when we add it to the resin, it's actually going to help with the bubbles. I know there's some alcohol in here. There we go. I end up with a lot of alcohol. So we're going to mix this up in here. You know, everything goes smooth until I start filming, and then everything goes wrong. Of course. I just don't want those big clumps. It glows really nice, but that's just not the look we're going for. So we're going to get this to break down, hopefully. Come on. They're making a liar out of me here. Alrighty. So now I'm going to pour it in my resin. Alrighty. Do you see any clumps in there? So let's add in our green UV glow glitter. And then I'm hoping I can just balance that on there nice and neat, and he'll just be embedded in the bottom of this skull. Now that glitter just introduced a lot of bubbles in here, and I probably didn't make enough resin. I guess we're going to find out in a minute. And I'll just have to make some more. Nope, not even close. Alright, I'm back. I've mixed up my resin. Let's see if we can make this happen without it falling in. I'm all nervous now. Like that, we don't want that. How come it sat on there very nicely before? And now it's not. Oh, for crying out loud. I know this works. I know it does. I think maybe because it's just all slippery now with the resin. So it's falling in. Oh, man. I don't think it's going to work. Dang it. It sat on here really well before. All right. It's okay, I will not be defeated. UV resin to the rescue, that's what this is. And I am going to make this happen. Yep. Right there. Come on, baby. I'm just going to do another one just to make sure it stays. Okay. Now I'm a little worried about this part right here. I don't want there to be a gap. We're going to see if that works. All right, it's not falling in. I hope this works. I thought this was going to be much easier than it's turning out to be. All right. I'm going to leave this alone, and we will be back in the morning to demold this and see if it worked. Hey everyone, so I went to go unmold this the other day, and this is what happened. The seal that I had put on this side, it actually broke after I walked away, of course, and it floated up. So I ended up with this. This side held, but this side floated up. So next time I'll know to put something on top of it, or I have actually a secondary plan. But I was so frustrated that this has actually been sitting here for a few days because I was trying to figure out how I'm going to save it. And I think I figured it out. So I discovered that this is my UV resin tape, and this insert, or the base that it's rolled onto, actually fits on here perfectly. So I had one that was almost gone, and I wrapped this in stucco tape. This is the stuff that we use for our boards when we do our ocean boards and our cutting boards or charcuterie boards. And resin doesn't stick to this. So what I'm going to do is place this right here in the center of my coaster mold. These are actually baking molds. I've had this set of molds for 3 years now, and they're amazing. They hold up really well, really good silicone. Got them on Amazon. I'll put the links in the description for all of my items. But what I'm going to do is create a base so that this will sit on, and I'm going to have the hole in the middle, and I need something heavy to hold this down. So I have a box of rocks that I'm going to place on here, so there will be no resin, and I did seal the bottom of this, so there's not going to be any resin seeping underneath. Cross my fingers. I already mixed up, let me make sure this is centered. Mixed up my resin. What I did was measured how deep I needed this to go. Make sure I don't have any resin on my hands. So I measured this here, and I went just a little bit deeper than it had to be. You can see that, which is halfway up my mold. So as long as I have enough resin to get me halfway up the side of my mold, then we will be golden. Before I go, I wanted you guys to see how well this glows. So here's with the light on, and then I'm going to turn that off real quick. I'm going to go turn these lights off. Look at this glow. So that's with the light on. How amazing is that? So this is definitely worth saving, because the glow on here is just phenomenal. I love it. And then I made this little baby skull, with my leftover resin. So there you go. Whew. We're gonna save it, and I can't wait to see if this works. It's gonna work. It has to work. All right, we'll be back. Hey everyone, we're back. This is cured. Let's see if this worked. It looks like a hot mess, or it's gonna be perfect. I'm just gonna peel this out. Nice. All right, I cleaned up the sides of these, and this is the moment of truth. It's actually going to work. Wow, it worked. So now I have a base. So I'm going to glue this on. We have access, even though it's at an angle. Doesn't matter, because our base is flat. And it will be able to sit perfectly on here. See what it looks like on the base. Well, that's cool. All right, I'm going to use E6000. And I'll probably use some UV resin a little bit around the edges, just to make sure it doesn't move while the E6000 sets. And we're going to call this done. I love it. I'll add some videos and pictures in just a bit with the glow. we're going to call this good. So here he is, all finished. Sits perfectly flat. It's not as pretty on the bottom, but hopefully the customer doesn't care. I will be doing another version of this with that same tool that I used in the middle with the tape on it. But I think this is a nice fix. I hope you like it. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. It sure helps me a lot. And I'll be making more of these soon. Thanks for watching.